Prime Minister-designate and HDZ leader Andrej Plenković this weekend conducted interviews with candidates for ministerial positions within his government, although he declined to reveal any names this morning. He did say, however, that the HDZ would support the nomination of Anka Slonjak to again be the ombudsperson for people with disabilities. Meanwhile, the HDZ's political secretary, Davor Ivo Stier, told the press that the new government would be confirmed on Tuesday or Wednesday. After that, Plenković will make his first official trip to Brussels as Croatia's new Prime Minister. In Parliament today, MPs are debating amendments to the law on political parties and the financing of election campaigns. Part of the deal Most reached with the HDZ, these are the only of Most's amendments that have been put into urgent parliamentary procedure. The others will have two readings in Parliament. And two parliamentary committees today failed to discuss amendments to the laws regulating the obligations and rights of MPs, which would introduce a financial penalty of 500 kuna for those MPs that fail to appear to vote on legislation. This amendment was proposed by Most, but surprisingly their head of the legislation committee failed to show up this morning. Meanwhile, the Constitutional Committee didn't discuss them either, as opposition members weren't able to attend due to a session of their Club of Deputies. The Democratic Party of Socialists, under the leadership of Prime Minister Milo Djukanovic, are the relative winners of the parliamentary elections in Montenegro. The pro-Western party took 40.7% of the vote, or 35 of the parliament's 81 seats, and Djukanovic has said he will form a government with the help of national minority representatives. The vote was billed as a choice between Russia and the West, and the elections did not pass without incident. 12 Serbian citizens were arrested on suspicion of planning a series of terrorist attacks against state institutions after polling stations closed. One more suspect is still missing. There have been more protests against the government of Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán. Thousands of Hungarians gathered in the capital Budapest on Sunday to protest against the suppression of media freedom in that country. The protesters accuse Orbán of exerting pressure on all media that do not support him in order to cover up corruption. The protest was called after the sudden closure of the country's biggest opposition newspaper last week. A 27-year-old British citizen of Lebanese descent has drowned in the Skradinsky Buk waterfalls in the RIJEKA National Park. The emergency services responded promptly but were unable to save his life. This is the second drowning this year at the waterfalls, which are the most visited part of the RIJEKA Park. An investigation is in progress. Sport, and the 12th round of the Croatian Football League has been completed. In Split, Hajduk defeated Split 2-1. Meanwhile, Osijek's unbeaten run this season was brought to an end yesterday. They were beaten 3-0 by RIJEKA, who now as a result have secured their position at the top of the league. RIJEKA have 32 points, 6 more than Zagreb's Dinamo and 8 more than Hajduk or Osijek. And in basketball, Zadar, after a shaky start in the regional ABA league, yesterday beat the Macedonian side MZT from Skopje. The score in Zadar was 71-65. This afternoon's forecast calls for dry and partly sunny weather in most regions. It'll be mostly sunny in southern Dalmatia and in central inland regions where there could be some fog in places. Towards the end of the day, it'll gradually cloud over from the west. Winds inland will generally be weak, while on the coast there'll be light and variable breezes without any clear direction. Highest daily temperatures will be between 14 and 19 degrees Celsius inland and between 20 and 25 degrees on the coast. The days ahead will be cloudy inland with occasional rain, especially on Tuesday afternoon and on Thursday. Short sunny periods are expected on Wednesday. Temperatures will continue to drop, and by the end of Thursday there is the chance of snow in mountainous areas. On the coast it'll be mostly cloudy on Tuesday, and after that changeable. There'll be occasional rain with heavier downpours and thunderstorms in places. The most sunshine and the least rain is expected on Wednesday. There'll be a moderate southeasterly yugo wind followed by a northwesterly and northeasterly bura wind. On Thursday, a strong northeasterly bura wind is expected on the northern Adriatic and a strong southeasterly yugo wind on the southern coast. Temperatures will be lower.